Barbie has a great day every day. But Ken only has a great day if Barbie looks at him. And he gets to listen to the Nice Guys on Business podcast. Basically, Ken is fucked.
He's cars. He's got a Jaguar, a Range Rover. He's a Pisces. That's good. His favorite actor is Morgan Freeman. His favorite dish is pasta. His favorite sport is soccer.
Are you looking him up on OkCupid, or are you looking up his net worth?
Well, I swiped right on him, and he swiped right on me.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Thanks to Barbie, all problems of feminism have been solved. Maybe Barbie could help the Nice Guys on Business next. They're certainly trying to get in touch with their feminine side. They do look good in pink. Most days, they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
I'm getting right to it.
It's time to make the donuts.
It is donut time, and I was thinking about the title for this episode. You know, sometimes I need inspiration to kind of bring the topics to me. And then I actually thought of the title of this episode. So maybe we can figure out how to title this episode "So Little to Talk About and So Much Time to Do It In."
That's a good title. I like it.
That is a good title, isn't that?
It's a very good title.
I don't know. Do you follow at all the Facebook posts that anybody makes in the Nice Guy community? I know that you don't like to go to social media a lot, but I don't consider our Facebook group social media, actually.
No, I occasionally will. Yes, I go check it out.
So I can't remember who posted it. I think it was Tennessee Tim. He posted a can of like green bubble tea.
Boba tea, yeah, but it looked bad. It looked really bad.
Number one, majorly processed, and I can only imagine what those little tapioca balls kind of feel like inside that can.
And if they're coming out of a can, like how small do the tapioca balls have to be, right? Like they're going to come through the... Yeah.
Well, how big are the... Wait a minute. How big? I thought the tapioca balls, they were kind of small.
Well, in the boba tea things that I've seen, they're pretty small, but they're maybe just a hair smaller than the opening of a can. So it's not like they're a lot smaller. They're like a little smaller.
I would put them much smaller than the opening of a size of a
Okay,
can.
maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not a boba tea guy. I've never had it. I'm sorry, I can't say. I had it once, and it was the whole thing. It was like a fat straw, and like the little balls were coming through the straw, and it was like, oh my God. I am a consistency guy when I eat and drink, and like if I'm drinking, I want to fucking drink. I don't want a goddamn solid ball coming through my straw while I'm drinking.
Well,
I'm sorry.
would you like fruit in your yogurt, or is that too
I'm okay with that, but I prefer not. I haven't had yogurt in a long time, but I gotta say, I'm okay either way.
Do you not eat yogurt because of the milk, or do you not eat yogurt because you're just not a yogurt fan?
Just not a yogurt fan.
Like, what's your breakfast? Now, you're a one meal a day guy, right?
Yeah.
So you don't do coffee in the morning? You do boba tea?
No boba tea in the morning. No.
So
coffee.
What time is your first meal?
I will usually get a little something to snack on at like, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the afternoon. But like sometimes I even skip that and forget that. And like something to snack on will be a couple of rice cakes, maybe, or like I got this trail mix that's in my pantry it's not like chocolate and peanuts. It's like, healthier stuff, but I'll do like a little tiny cup of that, like a quarter cup of that sometimes. And then I'll eat it, 6 or 7 or whatever.
Those Trader Joe's snacky snacks or whatever they are. It's like corn chips, pretzels, and like Doritos covered in chocolate.
Oh, damn. It sounds so good though.
They're so good. As soon as you said no, nothing unhealthy like the chocolatey, like all the, I'm like, why the hell not? I tend to eat, I used to eat 3 meals a day, and it was if I didn't eat the 3 meals a day, I would get like the shakes because I was living purely on sugar. And when I say sugar, I mean like carbs. Like I would have Wonder Bread and peanut butter for breakfast. And that's just like sugar on top of sugar. Just
Well, you were telling me about your bullet tea that you made or bullet coffee that you used to make, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, look, I do my bullet coffee and I'm not really that hungry for breakfast. And I'm like, what do you put in your bullet coffee? Well, I put about a half a pound of butter and then I put olive oil. And it's like, it's fucking 500 calorie coffee. Of course you're not hungry.
I don't know how many calories it is, but I still do the bulletproof. I do a tablespoon of butter, a teaspoon of MCT oil or a coconut oil, a dash of cinnamon, and probably maybe the equivalent of a half a teaspoon of sugar just I put on the top. Blend it. Oh, it's so fucking good. And then so I have that usually around maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm really good until like, I mean, I easily could go till noon, but I get bored. So I start eating around 11. I start grazing around 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Then somewhere around 8 p.m. I'm finished.
That's when you stop grazing, right?
I stop grazing, and somewhere in there I have lunch and dinner also. But I fill my water bottle up probably 3 times a day. We work out 5 days a week, so I have not put on a pound since I have moved to California 6 years ago.
Well, that's why you can eat 3 meals a day still at your age, because you just don't fucking gain weight, and I do. I can't do that shit.
I don't. Hey, I saw a great movie the other day. I would put it in the great movie category because it was a really interesting life story. The acting was, I'd give the acting maybe a B, solid B, but I wouldn't give it an A plus. I don't think it's going to win an Academy Award or anything like that. But I saw Big George Foreman. Have you seen that yet?
No, I haven't heard of it.
So it's on Netflix, and it is it's the life story of George Foreman.
Now, is it like a biopic where somebody plays him, or is it like a documentary, a biopic?
Yeah, it is a biopic. But it's interesting you say that about the what did you call the other one? A documentary that he plays himself. I just started watching before I tuned in today. I'm like, shit, this is going to be good. The Michael J. Fox documentary, Still.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I mean, I haven't actually seen it, but I've seen the ads for it.
I have not seen that yet, but I the whole thing, just the beginning. But George Foreman, a very interesting character. I did not realize how poor he was when he was growing up, how rich he is now, and the ups and downs of his financial journey were incredible. From having a manager that lost all of his money for him, he had to go back into the boxing ring, for him to be the heavyweight champion of the world at like age 45. 45 years old.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's nuts.
That is nuts. Can you imagine? I can hardly get out of bed right now, but I could.
I know, right?
Don't ask me to get into the ring with anybody, Lord.
Right? Welcome back. My name is Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler.
So if you were to have to, hello everybody, if you were to have to pick a famous person that is still in prison, I don't even remember how I got here, but
I thought where you were going was going to be, if you had to pick a famous person to play you in your biopic, but it's like, if there's a person still in prison, you went there, and I was like, ooh, that's a hard left turn right there. Okay.
Oh, it is. Any idea?
No. What? Finish the question.
What famous person could you say? Could you name a famous person that is in jail right now? Could you name a famous person in jail?
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, okay. Is he still alive?
I believe so, as far as I know.
Yeah, let me see if he's on the list. Did you know William Hayden is in jail?
I don't know who William Hayden is.
How about you did know R. Kelly is in jail though, right?
Oh yeah, good call, right? Yeah,
that's a good one. Let me see.
Who's William Hayden?
I just recognized the name. I thought he was an actor. Let's see. Yeah, actor. Currently cooling his heels in the largest prison in the U.S., Angola at Louisiana State Penitentiary. William Hayden is the former American gunsmith, television personality, U.S. Marine, former gun shop owner, and convicted child molester. Wow. He is known as the star of the 2011-2014 Discovery Channel reality series, Sons of Guns. I don't know that one. So
I don't know that one either.
But R. Kelly.
And what about, isn't Lori Loughlin, because she snuck her kid into Stanford or something?
Let's see if Lori Loughlin is in jail. You know what? Let's just Lori Loughlin. All right, let's see. Lori Loughlin speaks out for the first time since the college scandal, pleaded guilty in 2020. Let's see, is she still in jail? very good question. Hold on a second. Is she still in jail?
Because I heard she did like 2 years or something.
She was released in December of 2020. She was sentenced to 2 months in prison. That doesn't even count.
I guess that's okay.
That's also known in Strickland's world as a good bender.
Well, I was going to say, do you know any of the details of that? Well, like why she went to jail in the first place?
Well, if I remember correctly, and I don't know her story, but isn't she the one that did the whole college scandal where I don't know any of the details, but what
she
happened?
Basically paid somebody off to do something with her kids' grades or something to sneak her into a better college.
Hold on. That is practically every episode of Suits.
I know, right? I mean, I'm not big on
white collar crime.
Yeah, like all of these fucking, white collar, these like badass CEOs, right? That steal shitloads of money from the general public and don't do any time. Look, I am totally against that, right? I think we need to, in general, be harder on white collar crime. But in this particular case, like, you paid to get your kid into a better school? Like, I'm not going to say nobody was hurt, okay? Because obviously she took a slot of some other kid that could have gotten that slot, right? But this isn't like real fucking crime. I mean, the CEOs of like Wells Fargo, wherever those fucking cheater places are, like, they hurt fucking hundreds of millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people and stole their fucking money, and they haven't done a day in prison. Fucking Lori Loughlin, like, she tried to do something nice for her kid and she's got I think it's bullshit.
Well, speaking of which, it's interesting you said that you made the comparison, Lori Loughlin and the Wells Fargo people. The Wells Fargo scandal, and I don't at all condone any of the actions that Wells Fargo went through in order to, what they did. But in essence, they were opening up people's accounts and it was costing them like $25. But in mass, it was hundreds of millions of dollars, probably over $1 billion for all I know, in false fees that they were charging. Mm-hmm. But I think I got like a $12 refund from Wells Fargo. It's like, come on, really?
That's what was left over from the $27 billion settlement that went out to 100,000 people, 1 million people. Whatever.
But I was watching another documentary / movie. I don't know what you call what this was, but did you ever see The Big Short?
Oh, that's a great movie.
That was a great
movie. I actually just rewatched it about 6 months ago. God damn. It's just so crazy because it's true. It's 100% fucking true.
Yeah. And they even tell you in the movie, like, it is a movie because it is, I don't know what you would consider the kind of, what kind of movie is that?
Well, it's interesting because I'd call it based on a true story. So it's not like a biopic, like they have actual real people that they're saying. They're basically saying, hey, this shit really happened and we've sort of, made the people up, even though they're not really made up. Most of these are real people. We just can't call them the real people because, but yes, the story is very, very real. It's very scary.
So at the end of the movie was the biggest surprise of all. Now it was the entire collapse of the financial systems as we know it, and how many people were fraudulent in their practices with big banks and investment firms and hedge funds and all of that. Mm-hmm. The thing that really got me the most was they said that only one person, Kareem Sarageldin, I think his name is, or something like that. Only one person was convicted of a crime during that whole period of the 2008 meltdown. April 12th, 2013, Sarah Geldin pleaded guilty to fraudulently inflating the prices of asset-backed bonds when comprised subprime residential mortgage-backed securities. So he's the only one who went to jail in The Big Short. The only name. Born in 1973, he was the former executive at Credit Suisse, the only banker in the United States to be sentenced to jail time as a result of the financial crisis of 2007 and 2008. It's amazing to me that we could go through. I know, look, we may be a little bit late on this headline.
a little bit
late on this headline, but don't we think that shit like this is still happening? It might not be 100%. it might not be in the investment market or in the housing market, but somewhere else there is all of this shit that's going on. I brought it up last week. Why do all the banks get to sit on my money for 7 days while I transfer between banks, while the government can easily flip a switch and throw $1 billion into Wells Fargo or whatever accounts to bail them out? It's an overnight play. Does Wells Fargo wake up one morning and say, you know what? I need to see if that deposit was made today because I wrote a check against it. It's like, I'm just waiting for the money I literally transferred it from Wells Fargo to my new bank account because Wells Fargo was paying that stupid, shitty 25 cents a month interest. And I wanted a couple shekels more. And they're holding my money for 7 days as a result, 5 to 7 days. Just waiting for it to happen. Fuck that. It makes me so angry. That's the kind of shit that really fries my fritters because I don't understand why it has to take that long. Do they not believe that Wells Fargo has the money, even though Wells Fargo says they have the money?
No, it's just all a scam. I mean, 100%. Okay. I just looked up a statistic.
Okay.
Actually, let me download this because if I can, you know what gross GDP is, gross domestic product?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, that's basically where money is made in the U.S., right? Like where do companies make profit? What companies make profits, right? So I looked up U.S. GDP by
the float,
right? U.S. GDP by sector.
All right,
okay?
all right.
So the let's start with number 4. Okay, number 4, manufacturing.
All right.
Okay, that makes sense, right?
Would that be things like cars and textiles and anything,
manufacturing, anything, making products,
Got
right?
it.
Like that makes sense. That makes sense. That would be high on the list, I would think, right?
That would be like the last business that I would want to go into is making a product.
I'm with you.
Too many variables that could just go into the crapper.
Well, and here's what's interesting. Number 3, government. Now that's a little scary, right? That basically our taxes are going to fund our GDP. But let's put that aside for a minute. Okay. Number 2, professional and business services.
All right, that's where we fit. We fit in.
That's where we fit. But you know what number 1 is?
I say banking,
finance. Now, it is a group: finance, insurance, real estate, rental, and leasing. Although that's kind of weird. Why would you put real estate, rental, and leasing in with finance? You see, now that is a bit weird, actually, because I knew that the number 1 was finance. And so what's scary to me is that the thing that drives the U.S. gross domestic product more than anything is fucking money. That's scary. That's kind of sad, right? So it's like the banks are making ridiculous money and the investment bankers are making ridiculous money and the retirement planners are making ridiculous money on what? On money. That doesn't make any fucking sense. And there's just, the regulations are just fucking nothing. That's the problem. I mean, you can buy what's it called? Fucking derivatives, and you can buy
you can buy futures.
That's it, futures. That's what I'm talking about, right? Like I'm a guy that, let's say I have some money to invest, right? And I want to invest in stocks, and I've got thousands of different stocks I can invest in, but I can also invest in futures. Okay, what is a future? Well, I think this stock is going to be worth X next month. Like what? Why, when we have so much to invest in already, why do we have to have the option of betting on futures? It makes no fucking sense.
Because they want something that they can gamble on. It's legalized gambling, and they want to be able to keep the puck. I don't go to where the puck is. I go where the puck is going. Is going right. They want to stay one step ahead so that they can always score better than. Look, I have money in Robinhood. All right, my $100 that I put in Robinhood every month just is like fun and having a good time with the stock market. It will never get me anywhere. But if I'm a hedge fund manager or someone that works in the financial industry, I can make literally $100,000, if not $100 million in one trade. The system is rigged against normal people.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Have you seen a movie like if you enjoyed The Big Short, you seen a movie called Margin Call?
Oh, I probably have.
So Margin Call was the same. It was basically the same thing. I mean, it's a lot more serious, but it's really good. The whole thing happens over the course of like 8 hours, right? And it's the same type of thing. It's like it's these stock market guys, and somebody realizes this shit is going south. And it's going to go south really fucking fast, right? All of these investments that we have as a bank, right? It's like this investment bank. It's like we have invested in some really, really bad, stupid shit that's going to go south. And when they realize this at like 4 a.m, the way that they're going to fix it, they're going to fucking dump it on people. Basically, at 8 o'clock in the morning the next day, the manager goes to all the guys and he goes, here's the deal. You see this big group of investments that we have? You guys need to sell them. And if you get rid of all of them, you get $1 million bonus. Like I don't remember the details, but the bottom line is they basically said, look, get rid of this shit at all cost. And that was exactly how the whole thing started. And they got out okay because they were the first ones to realize how shitty this stuff was, and everybody else got fucked. And the people they sold this shit to got fucked.
I'm pretty sure it was playing at the same time as A River Runs Through It, and I must have missed
and The Notebook too. You were busy at the other theater at The Notebook.
That's right. I was stuck at Barbie movie. I could not quite make it over.
Well, it's funny you say that. We have new drops from Steve O'Brien.
What?
We have Barbie drops.
No.
Have you seen Barbie?
I have seen Barbie.
What did you think of the Barbie movie? Did we talk about this before? I don't even know.
Okay, I don't know if we talked about it since I have seen the movie, but I want to start by saying that. Hold on, I don't want to. I think I already lost my train of thought on where I was heading. Bring me back to Barbie movie in just 1 second. What was it? What were we talking about right before? Oh. I want to go back to that GNP for a second with the government being the number 3, right? Because it's number 3. So it went finance. What was the second one? Business services, like that.
Let me go back. Number 4 is manufacturing.
Right.
3 is government.
Right. So
2 is professional and business services.
Is there a profit margin for government? I mean, what is? I don't know. I mean, I'm asking the question. I'm asking it seriously because I keep thinking when you say something like government. So although I know this is indirect, the government is not us, but at the same time, isn't that kind of like taking money out of my left pocket and putting it in my right pocket? Because
dude, I'm so with you. I'm dying to know, because this is value added to the gross domestic product of the United States. How is that defined? Value added? Is it like wages that are paid to people? Because I wouldn't doubt it. That would make sense as to why government is number 3. And that's, look, you and I are both relatively liberal. I may be a little more liberal than you, but I still think our government is way too fucking big.
Oh, it's huge. I don't understand why we need all of the fluff in the government, but at the same time, I think it's at a point where it's now building on its own. What is it called when it's building under its own steam? It's moving along. Its inertia it's just rolling down the road, and there's nothing that we can do about it. I don't know that we will ever be able to reel in what we have created, because there's too many forces in place that are built to stop us from stopping the growth of the government. Too many lobbying firms, too many people that are their sole purpose in life. They have jobs. I mean, again, think about some of these big movies. I mean, the big like law firms that we watch movies about. They're all set up to protect the exact thing that many of us can't stand, which is this huge. Who wants to say, you know what, we need bigger government? Is anybody say that at all? Maybe we need more programs, people are thinking, but does anybody say we need bigger government?
No, nobody says that. And you know, the problem is that, you know, you hit the money on the head, hit the money on the head, hit the nail on the head. It's about the money, because there are so many lobbies out there. It's like, let's put guns aside for a minute, okay? Because there's the whole fight over what we have a right to a gun or not a right to a gun. But something like oil, or I don't know. The bottom line is, anytime we try to say, hey, let's not give as much money to this industry, it's like, no, there's some fucking lobby that is spending millions and millions of dollars to coerce Congress people to vote the other way. And it's like, it's all about the fucking money. It's just all about the money.
So I just Googled, is the government nonprofit? And the response is, the government is not a nonprofit organization, but rather a sovereign entity that has the operating authority over all formally chartered and informal organizations in the land in which it reigns. A nonprofit organization is not a sovereign entity. I'm curious, are there any other sovereign entities other than the government? Hold on a second. Is other than.
By the way, I have a great drop that I'm going to put in. Where are we? 23 minutes in. I have a great drop that a Steve O'Brien drop that we just got today that I'm going to put in right here. And if you want to know what it is, you'll have to listen to it.
Have you ever noticed when Doug goes off on one of his tangents, he sounds like the adults on Charlie Brown? Rock, 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 rock.
All right. Well, I'm going to listen just because you said we have new drops. So I want to hear this. So I wrote, is there any other sovereign entity other than the government? And then the response is, tribal nations are recognized as sovereign governments in the U.S. Constitution, along with three other entities: the federal government, so not just the government, the state governments, and the foreign governments. But tribal sovereignty is not based upon the Constitution. It's an inherent right. Interesting. Okay, talk to me about where did we go?
The Barbie movie.
Barbie movie. Okay. So I am not sure what to think about the Barbie movie because I came out of there with so many questions. My first question that I asked JJ when we walked out was, were they pro Barbie or anti Barbie? I didn't get whether they liked the times or they didn't like the times. And what did the movie stand for exactly?
Okay. One of the biggest thing that I think it stood for and was trying to point out is, in our world, even I think in a relatively modern world, we still have this ridiculous patriarchy where women are second-class citizens in a lot of ways. And the Barbie movie basically flipped that on its head and made a big joke of it. There's some memes going around about, like, there are men that come out of the Barbie movie and they're really upset because Ken was so put down upon, right? And they're like, boy, I don't like the way they depicted Ken, that he was only happy if Barbie actually paid attention to him. That's just stupid. And it was like, these guys, you want to go, you're right there, dude. You're seeing it, but it's like, you've been treating women this way your whole fucking life. Or not most men. I don't want to say that. A lot of men treat women that way all the time. They don't even fucking think about it. They don't even realize that they're doing it. And so to me, that was the big overall 30,000 foot view of it.
Was give it to me in a sentence. Give that to me in a sentence, just so I follow what you are saying.
Basically saying that even though we feel like we are pretty enlightened right now, there's still tons of patriarchy out there where, women are not treated like men because they're women. And Barbie pointed it out because it just flipped the genders, basically. Now, did it exaggerate it? Of course, yes.
All right. So was this a movie expressing the journey that Barbie has taken, or was this a movie expressing the path that society has taken through the years? And we used to believe, as we did in the 50s or 60s or whenever Barbie came out, that a patriarchy was probably that was standard, right? I mean, woman stayed home, men went out to work, made the money. The woman had to respect man. Man could shit all over woman, and that was the reality of the world. Probably pre-1965, let's say. All right. And
interesting fact. Did you know that a married woman could not get a checking account until 1973?
That's just nuts.
If you were fucking married, your husband could get one. You could not get a checking account on your own just because you were a woman. Fucking 1973. I'm like, fuck. I mean, we were alive then, dude. I'm like, that was not that long ago.
Do you think about things like it? Because this is where my brain first goes when I hear shit like that. I think about, like, I Dream of Jeannie, and Darren Stevens coming home to Elizabeth Montgomery, and she's got like the martini in her hand, and she's ready to. I mean, even though she is Jeannie and the most powerful person in the entire land, probably, she still is subservient to this Darren Stevens guy who is just like him and Major Healy are just bumbling idiots.
Yeah, yeah. Because it was the 60s, and that's how that was the mindset. Look, there are still times like we produce the SWE podcast, which is Society of Women Engineers, right? And we'll get on and we'll do an interview with somebody. Like there's a woman who was, she's not the CEO of Home Depot, but she's like way fucking high up. I mean, she's like one of the second or third or fourth in commands at Home Depot, right? And we're doing this interview, and all I'm thinking to myself is, this is so fucking cool, right? Like this woman is a badass. And then I stop and think to myself, you know what? If that was a man, I wouldn't think that. And that's me being fucking sexist, thinking this is really badass that a woman did this because it's so fucking unusual. Why is it still so unusual?
Well, because I think it's unusual because you grew up and I grew up in a time when that was very unusual. If you take someone like my son or your kids and you say to your kids, hey, what would you think if I were to tell you that there was a man at the helm at the leadership in Home Depot? They would say, okay. And if you were to say, what would you say if I told you there was a woman that was in charge of Home Depot? And they'd be okay. I don't think that they would say, man, that's so fucking cool, because that didn't happen when we were kids. I think that that's all they know in sorry, you talk.
I think it's getting better. I still think it's really bad. I mean, yes, I'm more amazed / impressed at that because I'm an old fuck. But also, I really think that the numbers still show that in general, it's the men still running the fucking world, and we're just fucking it all up.
At what point in our future does that disappear? At what point does equality between sexes disappear? And then the bigger question is, at what point in our future does equality between races disappear?
So,
wow, this is a deep subject here. Fuck.
Well, no, because we're going to get all fucking political now. I think, 2013, marriage equality was passed nationally, right? Federally. So, like, anybody could marry anybody. A man can marry a man. A woman can marry a woman. Here we are 10 years later, and people are fighting this shit. So when you ask that question, I would love to tell you, hey, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. But then we fucking go backwards. I mean, it's just crazy to me right now how many states are trying to pass laws against, like, same-sex marriage and just other stupid shit. Like, why do you give a fuck what anybody else does? I don't get it.
Well,
I remember
I'm gonna follow the money. I'm going to say it's going to be because of state benefits, federal benefits. It's going to be for entitlement programs. I think that a lot of this, from a government standpoint, has to do with entitlements. I think from a human perspective, it's going to deal with religion. And people are going to say, it says in the Bible, a man should not lay down with man, or a woman should not lay down with woman, or whatever. It's only Adam and Eve. That if it's not Adam and Eve, it's not Adam becomes Eve, or Eve
Adam
becomes
Steve.
right. So it's like there's always going to be somebody that is in our audience, the community, the world. And look, I don't care what you think. I don't care if you're out there and you think it's only a man and a woman, that's only the recognizable way that somebody can get married. You can think all you want, but don't tell me how I need to think.
Well, that's what kills me. I mean, our country was founded, 200 and some years ago on the separation of church and state. That's the whole point. And you know what? For all of you Christians out there that are thumping your Bible, be my fucking guest. You can bump that Bible and you can believe whatever the fuck you want. Just don't force it on me.
The USA was just starting out an old brand new country.
Oh my God, we're back to Schoolhouse Rock again.
I was talking about land of liberty. Singing the Constitution. We the people.
See, I barely remember that
to
one.
form a more perfect union. Establish justice and show domestic tranquility.
See, I remember that part.
Provide for the common defense. Promote the general welfare and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. To ordain and establish this Constitution. All right, we got this.
That's it. That's what kills me, is that you're right. I mean, so many politicians right now are thumping that Bible and they're like, it doesn't say that. And forget the fact that it doesn't actually say a lot of those things in the Bible. Let's say that it did. Let's say that we have a fucking recording of Jesus saying, hey man, men shouldn't fuck men. We shouldn't do it. And women shouldn't fuck. We could have a recording of that. And I would be okay with that, but you believe what you want to believe, and I'm going to tell Jesus to fuck himself if he tells me that. But the difference is the Bible has been rewritten so many goddamn times, and he didn't say anything like that. He said fucking love everybody. That's what he said.
I got questions. Yeah. You made a statement, and I want to make sure I understand what direction we're going. Was it a TDK tape? Was it Maxell? what was it? Was it BASF? I mean, I just named 3 of the top contenders, not pulling him up from the internet because my fucking brain goes to that BASF where the guy's sitting in the armchair with his.
No, that was Maxell. I was going to say where his hair's blowing back, right?
I meant wrong brand, right? Exactly.
Yeah, that was Jesus in the chair, actually. It really was. So we've probably got some religious Christian listeners right now who are like, fuck these guys. Don't talk about Jesus like that. And they're never going to listen again.
Dude, let me tell you something. We had over 50,000 downloads last month. Fuck the people that don't want to listen. We don't want you in our audience. We only, if you are either for us or against us, you can't just kind of be sitting on the sidelines. If you don't like what we have to say, look, it doesn't get any better than this. We will never play a song, and those 2 words keep ringing true. And Strickland, what are those 2 words?
We're sorry.
We're so fucking sorry. We are so sorry that you have allowed us to come back here over and over again. 1,400 plus episodes, 5.5 million downloads later. We are still fucking coming back every week, whether you want us to or not.
It's like the great joke that we used to tell in the band. We'd come back from break, not with the wedding band, but like when I was in a bar band. We'd be like, hey man, we talked to you, a lot of you guys on the break. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming out. We had a lot of requests, but we're going to come back and keep playing anyway. So, any of you who are like, you guys are a bunch of fucking assholes and I'm never going to listen again. You know what? Hey, you can keep requesting that we stop talking. We're going to keep fucking talking anyway.
And the joke that Strickland just shared, with his we are not taking your request, or we're taking your request, we're coming back anyway. That will be a part of whatever the new version of Nice Guys Bingo that we come out with, because that is one of those jokes that Strickland has told almost as many times as the prostitute joke.
Do I tell that one a lot? I don't remember it.
Yes.
I thought it had been a while. I know it's been a while since I told the prostitute joke, but that is definitely one of my favorites.
It has been a while. Tennessee Tim mentioned in his one of those Facebook posts that he wrote. By the way, if you don't know how to get to that Facebook group that we're talking about, it's fine because we're filled. It's close. It's close. We are fully committed.
We have no more room in the manger. No more room at the inn tonight. Sorry, Jesus. You can't come in the group.
Just go to niceshortcut.com and you will be able to join the group. I think we've even waived the rule of heroin addicts and communists. We don't really care anymore. If you do participate, if you do join the group, we just ask that you participate. And participation could be pretty much anything. You could throw up a photo of yourself and just you could call us. By the way, calling us 4242 DJ Doug, that would be a great way. We still have people that are becoming clients that are insisting that they want to do their podcast live. They want to do a call-in show.
No.
Please, everybody, listen. It is totally look, we are the best examples of this. You can be successful in spite of your content. Okay?
Yeah, very true. 100%. We are the best example of that.
We are, and we're going to keep bringing you crappy content over and over and over again. Holy shit. I think we have voicemails too.
We do.
How many do we have?
We have 4.
What?
Sorry, maybe I should have mentioned that before.
No, you guys are doing it again over and over and over again.
And now, all we do is ask for people to call, and now you're going to complain. And by the way, before we get to the voicemails, this is a shirt that I actually just bought recently. Right here.
That's really good. Strickland is showing a picture. Why don't you describe what the picture is?
So the shirt that I got, and maybe I'll take a picture of myself in it. I haven't actually worn it yet, and I'll put it up.
Oh, you bought it? Nice.
I actually bought it. Yeah.
Okay.
It says build this wall, and it's a big wall between the Capitol and a church. Yeah. So forget that wall between us and fucking Mexico that's never going to get built. All right. Build the wall between the church and the state, because that's what the real Constitution was built on. And that is what it actually fucking says. So
wait, is Mexico still a thing? It's actually still there.
Well, I think it is until Trump goes to jail, and then it will be nothing. But
I haven't heard one word about a wall, Mexico, discrimination, holding, not discrimination, what are the areas called where when they come across?
Oh, yeah.
Detention centers or whatever. Not detention center. That's a bad, whatever. Sorry, I'm lost. However, I can tell you, why haven't we heard anything about that? Why has it completely been wiped out of the news?
Because, I guess the Republicans decided it wasn't getting enough traction, so they stopped talking about it and they started talking about something else instead.
Thank God. So does that mean we don't have to build the big wall anymore?
Oh God, no. That was dead before it even started.
Are we still treating people unfairly that are crossing into the United States from Mexico?
It's such a weird, long, complicated thing. Didn't you listen to the episode of The Daily I thought it was The Daily that talked about that?
I did. That was like months ago. That was probably the last. I have not listened to The Daily in probably 4 or 5 months. I've gone completely.
Ooh, wow.
I have blacked out of all podcasts, including The Nice Guys. That is not true. Emily, you will enjoy this. I listened to your latest episode of your new show. I don't remember the name of what is Emily Aborn's new show's name? Hold on a second. Let me find it so I can promote it here. Emily Aborn podcast. Okay, Emily, here is your time. Not that she built this. It was the other one. Hold on a second. What the hell is the name of your new podcast? Emily, what's the name of your new podcast? Let's find it. I'm going to go to Emily's website, which, by the way, is emilyaborn.com. It's a cute picture of Emily right on the cover, but let me find.
I'm looking at all of the voice patterns of our voicemails. They all look similar, which is interesting because they don't look like Jared, but they look similar. I would be very surprised if we got 4 voicemails from someone other than Jared, but it's possible.
I found it. Content with character. This was good. This was a really interesting episode that I happened to listen to. And by the way, Emily, yours is the only podcast that I have listened to, with the exception of I did listen to right after yours because I left my radio on the next episode. So right in my library goes Emily Aborn and then This American Life. Okay, so Emily, you're ranking pretty high on my priority scale. But the one that I really liked, and this is a debatable thing, is what is the About Me page or the About You page really about? Is it about your customer? Is it about you? Or is it about a combination of those two things? Really interesting.
I always thought the About Me page was about me.
Well,
so like if I'm the businessman and they want to know about me, now, is it going to be about me focused on my business and focused on what I can do for my customer? Sure, it should be.
Very interesting.
It should be, but it is totally about me.
Because that's really interesting you say that, because one of the things that Emily talks about, and by the way, we should probably put How are we doing on show notes? So we're not doing any show. Do we do any show notes?
We can. I mean,
All right,
if it's like putting a link to Emily's show and it's going to promote Emily for our 50,000 downloads a month, sure.
All right, hold on. Let me give you, Emily. You are. I guarantee you are not going to get a bump in listens because, but the people obviously this. Our call to action is if you listen to Emily's show, you will be great. But nobody's going to listen to Emily's show, not because it's not a great show, but because we can't get people to do anything. Yeah. All right. So here, I'm going to put in the chat box here. I'm just going to go over here, drop it in the group chat. That is what is the about me page? Is the about me page about you or about them? But one of the things that she talks about in here is that the about me page, actually, I think this was on this episode in this particular subject matter, but what problem do you solve for your customer that is actually going to your website? So it is very interesting. And I really did like it. It was I think it was like a 40-minute episode, a 40-minute long episode, which I felt was long for me to listen to. But then I realized that we do 60-minute episodes every time.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's enough about Emily. The name of her show is Content with Character. She does also have She Built This podcast, but this is the one I've been listening to recently because this is the new one. And I think that's the one that she wants to promote even more. So Content with Character, featuring the laughing stylings of Emily Aborn right there on the cover. And how she does these fucking solo episodes, she's so good at them. You know who else is good at them? Eric is good at those too. I have no concept of how to actually do a solo episode. I can't talk to a blank microphone. I need my security blanket, Strickland Bonner, on the other side.
I'm with you. Okay, so that's enough about Emily until we hear that, she's one of the people calling, and then of course we'll talk about it more.
You're going to Wells Fargo. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, well, I forgot I'm sharing my screen here. So another tangent to go off on. Before we started, like 10 minutes before we were going to record, I was trying to set up Zelle, right? Now, I have a Zelle linked to my Strict TurnKey podcast account, and I have a Zelle linked to my cell phone, right? Now, the problem is I was trying I think my Strict TurnKey wasn't work. I was trying to get that registered, right?
Right.
And it wouldn't register. So about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I put my phone number in for our business account just because I had to Zelle something. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll just switch the accounts, right? Switch the responsibility from my personal to the business account so I could do the Zelle from our business account to pay somebody, right?
So hard to do that.
No, I know, because I'm like...
It's like you can't have 2 Zelle accounts because it gets fucking confused.
I know, that's it. And so now, today, I'm like, okay, I have something in my personal Wells Fargo and I want to Zelle to my other account, but I can't from my personal account because I don't have. So I go into Wells Fargo and I'm like, I want to switch the phone number back. And then tomorrow I will call them and do whatever. But anyway, 10 minutes before we started recording, I go to do it and they're like, hey, we're going to send you a text to your phone just to make sure that it really is you. I'm like, cool. I appreciate that. Right. I don't want somebody stealing my shit. Right. Well, I waited like 3 or 4 minutes and didn't get it. So I hit resend code, right? 3 or 4 more minutes, didn't get it. Okay. Got to record with Doug. Here we are 45 minutes in, just got 3 fucking codes right now. Anyway, that's why I was logging back into Wells Fargo so I could use my fucking code. And you know what's going to happen. When I go back, it's going to say, sorry, your code has timed out. You know it's going to say that. Well, anyway, are we ready?
Yeah, just go ahead and play. Okay, can I ask?
No, you're supposed to do that after we start.
I
got the wrong one anyway.
Anyway, you have our Friday. Hey, did he record a new?
Yeah, we got it. We're good. We got it.
A new Friday show. A new Friday
intro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
because it was old and it was wrong. How many years have we been playing the wrong open?
That was from 2019. Yes.
Holy shit! So for 4 years we've been playing the wrong fucking open. That was the last time that we had more than two episodes a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. Fucking amazing. How long? Slow and steady wins the race. You know what? Slow and steady is the dumb shits that we are. That is exactly the deal here. Okay. I want to ask Magic 8 Ball a question before we throw on the Jared theme song, if I could. Mm-hmm. But I would like you to select the answer before. I want you to be Karnak with this one. I want you to select the answer before I ask the question.
I think we need some more of these because I'm looking at all my magic 8-ball answers and I'm like, I'm bored with all these. I need some more. You gotta send us some more, Jared. But okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead. So I'm going to answer before you tell me the question.
You don't have to play the answer. You just have to select the answer. I'm going to keep.
Oh, I'm not allowed to select 3 like this, no, which is what I always do.
No. I want you to select the answer, put it in there, and then I have the question or a variation of the question in my brain right now. So I would like you to get rid of 2 of those. You select the one that you want to.
Okay. Here we go.
Strictly, you don't have to play it yet. I'm going to ask the question and then you're just going to play the Magic 8-Ball answer. So here is my question. Magic 8-Ball, will Doug be interrupting between the intro and the first voicemail?
Oh, wait a minute. Hit the space bar.
Well, actually, I think even a couple of mental midgets like you guys can handle that one. So yeah, sure.
That's a yes. That's a big yes.
That was a big yes. Okay. All right. Just wanted to know.
Oh, wait. Right. So are we ready now? See, you see the space right here? That's it.
I do. I see the space.
The space. And I got to put on my noise reduction. So in case it is Jared and he's calling from his car, so we can actually understand him.
Got it.
Okay. We ready?
I am ready. Born ready. Born ready. Sometimes I really focus on the words. Song. It is the dumbest theme song in the world. How many years have when did you get that theme song? Do you know?
Oh my gosh, I do not remember. That's a damn good question.
I am curious how long ago. But what I wanted to say was, so today I started the planning for, I think I told you this, in October, we are renting a Winnebago or whatever you call it.
You told me. Yeah. RV.
RV. Thank you. Renting an RV and going to drive down the coast to San Diego, up to Big Sur, and then back to Ventura, where we're going to drop it back off, which is 20 minutes from our house in Ojai, California. And I started making plans, like looking at the campsites. Many of the campsites, because it is not a popular time of year, are wide open and they're at their best rates. Even
now, what is a good rate versus a bad rate for a campsite? Is that what you're getting at? I started to interrupt.
It's totally where I'm heading. So we're spending, by the time we're done with the RV costs, it probably is close to $275 to $300 a day for the RV. By the time you're done with the insurance and the gas and all of the side expenses that you have, not including food, but just the RV itself. The campsite is $100 a night. Now, that may not be a lot of money if you're taking a tent and you're putting a tent up and you got, facilities to use and everything. But when it all comes down to it, we're spending the equivalent of what we would probably spend at a really nice Marriott.
Yeah.
$400 a night. It's like, okay, maybe the purpose of this is not to save money. Maybe it's just to sense the adventure in it from a different perspective. So I'm hanging my hat on the fact that we're going to go on this vacation, not save any money, and just enjoy the view from a different perspective. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's a good way to go. That RV is a company expense too, right? Of course.
Well, of course it is, because you know what we're going to be doing from the RV. You know what we're going to be doing in the RV. I'm
recording podcasts from the RV,
of course. So it's definitely going to be a write-off, and it's going to be a different perspective on how you see the world. And what better example of that than listening to the nice guys on business? You want to listen to a really good podcast? Listen to NPR. You want to listen to a really shitty one? Listen to the nice guys.
You want to listen to a really good podcast? Listen to Emily Aborn's podcast.
That's right. See link in show notes. It's all good.
Right. Exactly.
All right. I'm ready. Let's get into these voicemails. Shit. We're going to go way over an hour.
Way over. Here we go.
Hey, Doug, Ashrick, Jared here. So you guys are into the show talking about the desk. And Strickland, dude, that sounds awesome. I think I remember you mentioning that top before and how you turned it into a desk for the kids stuff. And of course, by now you're listening to this, you probably forgot already, but I just think it's excellent to see a picture of it. But anyways, back to the story. you're talking about the desk, the details, and then Doug's asking you some other questions. The gaming chair, that probably cost him a fortune. No, the gaming chair didn't cost him a fortune either, like you, Doug.
Nope.
And then it's the mouse. Oh, that's a really nice mouse. I bet that's an expensive mouse. Yeah,
Nope.
yeah. No, not really. It's like $40.
Yeah.
Doug, you slap Apple on it, and you're paying 3 times, 4 times what anybody else is paying, and getting similar quality in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe it's a lot for a mouse that's not got an Apple emblem on it. But, dude, $40 is a cheap mouse for one that's good. Anyways, I couldn't resist calling and getting the digs. All right, guys, see you later.
Yeah, this is a badass mouse. By the way, it's a Logitech G502 Hero. I own 3 of them. I really do, because I have one here. I got one for my office. Like, I got 2 on my desk and 1 travel one. That's a cool one too. But that's like one where you do the roller thing or something.
Well, it's got, you convinced me to get one that's got programmable buttons, and they probably all have that now, so that when's the last time I edited a fucking podcast?
Oh yeah, no.
But when I was editing, you have that special, you can set it up so that when you're in this particular app, the buttons are different buttons. And that was a really cool thing. It's app friendly. But
that's really cool. I know I can do that, and I haven't, and I should do it like that. Because like Hindenburg, I've got specific ones just for Hindenburg.
Yeah, I mean, I like this app because it fits. This is how I use it. Fits into my hand really, really easily.
Yeah, that's nice.
And the trackpad, though, I have to lay my hand flat, and that fucks up with my shoulder. You're twisting. You're doing a lot of. I don't know how you get uncomfortable sitting for well, you have your stand-up desk now.
But I don't use it as often as I should. I mean, there are times where I'm like, oh, I'm stiff, and I stretch a little. I'm like, why don't you just fucking stand up, right? No, I don't do it. I should.
All right, let's get into the second voicemail.
Okay.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Strick.
Erica.
Well, speaking of earthquakes and who's been in one, yes, in fact, I was in the Loma Prieta earthquake of 1989.
What?
And guess where I was? I bet if you hit pause, neither one of you could guess, but I'll tell you.
I have no idea.
I was actually on the bridge, the San Francisco Bay Bridge, about 100 yards right before the place where it cracked. And this is a very long story, but I'll make it short. And I was in my car driving home from San Francisco toward the East Bay, while my husband, who was in Florida watching the World Series at the time, saw the whole thing on TV and knew that I would be about at that place. And at that point in time, there were not cell phones going on, so he couldn't reach me. And I wound up, and there's more to this story, of course, being very blessed to be right at the exit for the island that's right in between where the bridge crosses the bay, and was able to take that exit, picked up a man off of a bus who was getting off walking back to the city. And turns out he was a structural engineer and wound up sleeping on the floor in his and his wife's house in the Berkeley Hills for the night, because my house was pretty messed up. So yeah, there's a whole story there. And if you want to have a weird feeling go on, try being in a car on a bridge during a 6.9 earthquake, and your car bounces and you look next to you and the taxi next to you is bouncing too. Weirdest thing as hell. All right, that's it. More when you want to hear about it. Love you both. Love the show. And let's just go watch hummingbirds. That's more fun. All right. Bye.
Oh my fucking God. Could you imagine that being on a fucking bridge?
Well,
like in a goddamn earthquake? That would be terrifying.
I have questions about the insurance. I have insurance related questions. Erica, did you have earthquake insurance at the time? Did FEMA come to your rescue? You said you had major damage at your house. Was it structural damage, or was it just like shit got all broken and thrown around in the house? At a 5.1, which is what ours was, which was significantly less than the 6.9 for the Loma earthquake, I still got quite a jolt. It was probably a a 3-second earthquake that I experienced. The one that she sat through, I think, was like 15. Let me take a look. I don't remember how long it was. Let me take a look and see how long it was. It was 8 to 15 seconds, depending on where you were. That's a pretty long time to got a whole lot of shaking going on.
And you see somebody walking, right? And they got off of a bus on the bridge. I didn't get that part. Maybe he wasn't on the bridge walking. Maybe it was after he was off. But like when a structural engineer, okay, when that guy sees a goddamn earthquake happening and he's like, oh, fuck this, I'm out. I'm following that dude.
I'm getting out of the bus.
Right. Oh my God, that's crazy. Okay, we ready for the next voicemail?
Yeah, thanks, Erica, for the message. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I would be curious if you would call back and let us know about earthquake insurance and what damage did you experience in your house. Okay.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Strick.
She's back.
Erica here with voicemail number 2 to clarify something from the last one, which by this point you may have already figured out. But that earthquake in 1989, Loma Prieta, when I was on the San Francisco Bay Bridge, right before the crack in the bridge. At that same time, yes, the World Series was going on at Candlestick Park, which was the big baseball venue at the time. My husband being in Florida at the time, so mind you, it's 5:00 p.m. Pacific time. He was in Florida, having finished a program that he was teaching there, and it was 8 p.m. and he had just sat back in his hotel room, turned on the TV to watch the World Series, and the Goodyear blimp was flying above both the Bay Bridge and Candlestick Park during the earthquake. So he got to watch what was happening, and the camera that was on board the blimp showed the Bay Bridge and showed the car that was dangling over the side where the crack was, and he could see that it wasn't my car. So he was calmed down by that point, knowing that I hadn't, gone over the side of the bridge. So that's kind of how that whole thing shook out. I mean, there's way more to this story that is a lot of fun, but those were some pieces of the puzzle that were in place so that because there weren't cell phones and I couldn't call him and tell him I was okay, he could tell from the blimp picture that I was, because that wasn't my car. So anyway, that's that piece of the story. I'm now going to go out and fill my hummingbird feeder. Okay, guys, love you, love the show. Be glad to fill you in on any other fun stories that you want. Take care. Bye.
Okay, that's fucking crazy. I just had to look this up. Hold on. Wait a minute. Block. Let's see if we get video here. Oh, I don't have the audio on.
This is Roy Stearns in Live Copter 3 over San Francisco. What you were looking at is a picture we shot just a few minutes ago of the Oakland Bay Bridge. This is the portion that collapsed. It is about 150-foot section portion of the bridge right over the stand that goes down into the water. This is right at the cantilever section, and this is the only part of the bridge that we saw collapsed.
Oh my God,
that's incredible. The whole bridge just
and it's a layer bridge, right? So there's like a car deck on top of a car deck, and one of them fell on the other. Shit, I was hoping to see the video from the Goodyear blimp of while it was shaking and moving. That's crazy.
Probably, yeah.
Wait a minute, maybe they're going to cut to it here.
It's probably coming right now.
Wait a minute.
And suddenly, it was off the air.
It's terrible. There's a lot of people under there that's pinned.
Okay. No, I want to see
all that night. The fully.
Oh, that's nuts. Okay,
and
anyway.
To the south of San Francisco.
Enough of that.
So I'm reading just a little bit about why the destruction happens. And I remember as I was looking up earthquake insurance in your area and can you get it and all of that stuff, it talks about this effect called soil liquefaction. And that's when, have you ever filled a mason jar with like a sand type of material? Like I fill a mason jar, I take it out of the Dunkin' Donuts bag and I pour it into a mason jar. And then in order to get more coffee into it, I put the lid on it and then I kind of bump the side of it and it drops a little bit because there's a little bit of air. Well, that's kind of what liquefaction is. So when the soil is not compact, but rather the shaking of the earth creates a more dense soil, and it drops. You get a lot of buildings that. So I'm laughing about this, but it is the reality of what happens in an earthquake. So you have all of these buildings that were built on solid ground, but the soil underneath of that ground was not solid because there was, I guess, air pockets or things like that. I don't really know how that works, but
well, no, it totally makes sense. Like, I mean, you just said it, right? Like, let's say you get a jar of coffee, right? And you're at the factory and you fill it and it's full, right? And it's like all good, but then it gets shipped to a bunch of different places. And when you open it, it looks like it's a quarter empty because it's been shaken up so much. But I would guess that if they filled it and put it on a shelf and it just sat on the shelf, it might settle a tiny bit, but not a lot.
Well, and because of that, they've had to put that disclaimer on the bag. This package is sold by weight, not volume. Some settlement may occur during shipping.
Exactly. Or earthquakes. Yeah.
or earthquakes. We have one more voicemail?
We do.
Holy fuck. Okay. We are so late on this one. Okay, go.
Well, I didn't think I was going to leave voicemail number 3, but I guess I am, because you brought up the subject, which is this, about pharmaceutical sales guys.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what my dad did when I was a kid.
Interesting.
And there's another piece of that story. Dad didn't sell oxycodone, though. Dad sold other stuff. But nonetheless, I accidentally locked myself in the bedroom where all of his samples were when I was a kid, and that freaked my parents out. So you got to be careful when you're a pharmaceutical sales rep with all your samples when you got kids. I don't know why I shared that piece of trivia, but what the hell. All right, guys. Love you. Love the show. Keep on bringing in the good stuff. Bye.
Damn, I was waiting for her to say, like, she locked herself in and like had a really crazy evening. But
got into the psychedelics.
Right.
Damn, we all know that that's what happened, Erica. You can tell us, and now you know the rest of the story. Good day. Paul Harvey. Oh my God. What? Damn. I love Paul Harvey.
Well, you've heard the Mike Rose podcast, The Way I Heard It, right?
I don't think I have.
You've never heard The Way he's at like 300 episodes now. Highly recommend it, but it's very important. I recommend the early episodes. His show has morphed, as has ours. So Mike Rowe had a show called The Way I Heard It, and it was a 10-minute or less podcast, specifically a short form podcast.
Yeah.
And very much in the vein of Paul Harvey. Right. Basically, he's telling this story and you're trying to figure out who it's about, what it is. And at the end, he's like, and his name was Frank Sinatra. But hey, that's just the way I heard it. And they're so goddamn good. But the last, I don't know, year or so, I've listened to some of them, but the last year or so, he's gotten away from the whole short form thing. And sometimes he still tells a story, but he'll talk for like 10 or 15 minutes about how he came up with the story and then tell it. And then a long discussion with his producer after. And I'm like, I'm not so into that.
You know, I think that he's probably a little bit jealous of the guys like Joe Rogan who can have a 3-hour show and still make 10 million a year. I don't, what does, could you Google what does Mike Rowe make for his podcast?
I am very curious about that actually, because it's a hugely popular podcast. I mean, I know he makes a lot of money,
and I'm assuming
he's a Baltimore guy.
I know. He's got like 8 minutes of commercials built into the front end of his show.
Right.
Probably. God.
What does Mike Rowe make on his podcast? No, that's his net worth. Mike Rowe net worth $35 million. Dirty Jobs producer, but that's just like net worth. I just want to know about his podcast specifically. Wikipedia, YouTube, The Way I Heard It on Apple.
Okay, Mike Rowe podcast revenue. Let's just type that in here. Revenue.
That's a good
revenue. Okay. How much money does he make? Does he have a degree? Updated net worth? No, it goes right to everything other than what does the show make? Maybe it doesn't make any money. Is that possible?
Oh, no. He's definitely got a bunch of sponsors and he's got big big sponsors.
His monthly
but
income,
all of that stuff doesn't have to be public. It's not like it's a public company. So if he doesn't want to talk about it, he doesn't talk about it. Which is
Micro
fine.
is known for his work on the Discovery Channel, Dirty Jobs. His monthly income was $5 million a month.
Monthly? What?
Holy
my
shit!
God.
His salary
$5 million a month? No, wait a minute. Now I've got up to $10 million a year. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
You're right. Monthly income $5 million a month. Micro's salary $5 million. His net worth $35 million. Assets $20 million. Liabilities and loans $5 million. Investments $15 million. Discovery Channel salary $4 million a year. Is it still that?
I don't know.
Oh, God, R. Kelly is still in jail too. Let's see.
I don't know what made you think of that, but yes, it's true.
Well, I didn't realize he still lives in Baltimore.
Who, Micro?
He has a house located in Baltimore. Well, he's got a house that's located in Baltimore. Let me see when this article was written.
I thought he was living in San Francisco now.
This was written in April of 2023, and it says that when Micro first worked for American Airlines, yada, yada, yada. Micro has a 8,300 square foot luxury house located in Baltimore County, Maryland. Micro has bought the property for a price of $7 million. His house is fitted with 6 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, 1 big pool, and more features.
Nice. I wonder what area that's in. Like, is he in like Hunt Valley?
I'm going to say he's probably going to be in the Hunt Valley area.
Yeah.
Let's see. Micro's annual income with over 6 real estate properties under Micro's ownership, though he receives rent income each month from them. Micro is over $10 million in bank deposits. It's funny how they know all this shit.
I know, right? How do they know how much money's got in the bank? That's kind of scary.
The dividend and interest income on Micro is $400,000 a year. His rental income is over $340,000 a year. Micro has taken student education loans for $21,000. Who's he married to? I'm curious.
No, he's famously single.
Famously single.
From what I know, he's like a bachelor. Very
Micro. He's cars. He's got a Jaguar, a Range Rover. Like, who gives a fuck? He's a Pisces. That's good. His favorite actor is Morgan Freeman. His favorite dish is pasta. His favorite sport is soccer.
Are you looking him up on OkCupid, or are you looking up his net worth?
Well, I swiped right on him, and he swiped right on me. Do you do that on OkCupid, or is that
not that there's anything wrong with that?
Is there?
Yeah, it does work like it's like swipe left, swipe right shit. Yeah.
I mean, I'd do a Micro, or I'd let a Micro do me. I mean, just for the sake of saying, yeah, I've been with Micro. I would do that.
So, Doug, would you let Micro suck your dick for $1 million?
For $1 million? Yeah, for $1 million, I'd probably let it. Yeah, I probably.
No, would you let Micro suck your dick for $100?
What the fuck? I'm not. I don't do that.
No. Oh, yeah. Well, you are a whore. We've already established that. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know the answers you wanted me to give you.
We've already established that.
I didn't know the answers.
Yeah, I've only told the joke about 1,000 fucking times, and you screw up the punchline.
I never was playing the role of the whore. Playing the role of the whore in this joke is Doug Sandler. God damn, Strickland, you got to send me you got to put the notes in the chat box for future,
next time
reference.
Next time. All right, for anybody who doesn't know what that joke was supposed to be,
go ahead.
Fuck it, I haven't told it. No, I'm not.
Just
you got to go back and listen to an old episode.
Just point out an episode, or maybe you just put the joke in transcription form and just put it in the show notes.
Yeah, right. That's a good idea. I should put it in the show notes.
All right, we're an hour and 15 in. Let's head out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Emily Aborn, everybody listen to her show. It's in the show notes. Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Fill up your week with the nice guys. That's their story, and they're sticking to it.